Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Daisy, your hostess. If you found me at this video, you are in my tarot playing list. And in this video, I am going to kind of go through how to use a regular 52 card deck as a divination tool. This is a very cute deck and it came in this pack here. And it says here playingcarddecks.com. It holds two standard bicycle playing cards, same ones that you would use for your standard games. It's that standard size. And this particular set, I bought it as a set. One has Psyche designs and the other one has Cupid designs, so they change a little bit in the designs. I haven't opened this deck up yet. And here's the back. On this one, obviously, it's going to be pink. And in another video, I'll go through the Cupid so you could see a flip through on that. And so we're going to start off with this regular deck. And first, I'd like to kind of start with a little demonstration of the deck itself. So this is a flip through of the Bicycle Psyche Playing Card Deck. One thing I like here about this and using it as a divination tool is that we're still going to have the regular standard numbers and symbols and letters, but additionally there's these beautiful designs where traditionally you wouldn't be able to do a reverse reading because most of the standard decks will just have a universal up and down design. But because these come with pictures, it can be read in the reverse. So this deck comes with two jokers. You can see one is an angel and one is a fairy. It's kind of cute, both of them. And these could be represented as also new beginnings, like they would do in the Fool card. Here's your spades, and for my key, the spade represents the same as would the swords. The swords are representatives of the element of air, things of the mind and thought, and all that kind of mental activity. So this is the Ace of Swords. Here we have the 2, with an angel carrying this person. The 3, looks like they have arrived somewhere and he's going somewhere. The 4, she's walking somewhere, and we see the 4 of spades there. In the 5, she's presenting something to some priestess or person in charge. 6. One thing about this deck, it has like little ridges. So you can feel these little ridges. In the 7, looks like this has to go to some high court. And I like how the 7 is also there. In the 8, there's some type of offering. We see the spades on the ground and this illumination on the top. The 9, there's an angel intervention. It looks like she won. She's got some wings now, like fairy wings. So she's received in the circle in 10. So here we have the court cards. The one thing that your standard 52 deck will not have is the major arcana. So we're missing the element of what we would call those karmic experience, those big life lessons that, you know, we're used to and seeing as expressed in a tarot reading. So most of this, when we're using a smaller deck, will be representative of mundane issues and also these interrelated issues that we see in the court deck. So the Jack for me is keyed as the Knight and represents action. The Queens, we're looking here at the Queen of Spades, represents mastery in that feminine aspect, but also in that aspect of a teacher, a mentor. And the King, we see the King of Spades. Kings represent mastery also in the aspect of excellence and achievement and completion. So here we've just gone through the flip of the spades of the Psyche deck of Bicycle. Let's take a look at this other set. And so here we have the ace of diamonds. And for me, diamonds are cued in as the same as pentacles. So we're looking and have the attributes of earth, material things, work, job, career, all these things that have to do with finances, money, and the material plane. So here's the beginning of this journey with this particular deck. We have the two of diamonds. Again, a very similar concept. It's a little bit different because here the two had two people, but here we have the two columns. Here we have the three of diamonds coming in with an idea or something and people looking around. The four, meditating, sleeping on something while there's a messenger here. Interesting, right? Five. So this is the first time I'm looking at these symbols here for this particular card set. And in my mind, I'm kind of already looking at how would these be used in, divination or to be used in doing a reading. Very interesting. Okay, we have the 10 of diamonds. Something's completed in what we called the material plane here. Wow, look at the artwork here, right? The Queen of Pentacles or the Queen of Diamonds and the King of Diamonds. Very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to play itself out later on. Now we're going to look at the cloves. And for me, cloves represent the element fire. So this would be the clubs or wands, whichever word you like to use as far as if you're comparing it with the tarot. So cloves for me is keyed as wands and represent action, creativity, that element of moving forward. So here we have the King of Cloves, the Queen of Cloves. So we went from here, she's approaching this person sleeping, to here, what is she doing? Interesting. There's a narrative in here in this deck, isn't there, right? The 10 of Cloves. She's thinking about where she's going with this. There's some gossip and rumors and information being relayed in the 8 of Cloves. 7, the maidens are here with her. And the 6 of Cloves. The 5 of Cloves. The 4 of Cloves. 3 of Cloves. The 2 of Cloves. And Ace of Cloves. Very, very interesting. I'm really excited about the deck and what we're going to get out of it. Look, it has also 2 plain cards. Didn't see that before, so I guess you could use it and do anything you want with that. Here we have the flip through of the King of Hearts. For me, hearts represent cups. So this has all in relation to water, love, emotion, and this type of vibe. So here we have the flip through. Is that Cupid? The Queen of Cups, Queen of Hearts. Is she leading a genie out of the bottle? And this would be, of course, the Knight of Cups, but here we have the Jack of Hearts. The 10 of Hearts. Oh, she's presented with something magical, right? The 9 of Hearts. The 8 of Hearts. More stuff that's being offered to her. The 7 of Hearts. What is it? She's getting spun gold out of a bush, and there's like, what, a ram or a sheep back here? The 6 of Hearts. The 5 of Hearts. The 4 of Hearts. Ooh, off the cliff. Whoa. 3 of Hearts. The 2 of Hearts. and the Ace of Hearts. Okay, so this is the flip through of the Bicycle Psyche Playing Cards deck. And now I'd like to kind of go through kind of a brief number aspect of what these numbers mean. And so it doesn't matter which deck I use, as long as kind of you get the idea of what these represent, right? So the jokers, as well as the aces, represent all that is that new beginning, that new energy. The number twos have to do with harmony and balance. We come in with this new energy and we take this new idea and we begin now balancing things out. As we balance things out, now we're brought into this idea that, you know, maybe we need to make a choice. If we have to take action on something, we're going to have to choose. So the sense of duality is in the number two. In the number three, there's always like this sense of a new element. And I know that it sounds corny when people say three's a crowd, yet that's the whole thing, bringing this new dynamic and create something from what we have here. And so in addition to creativity, we could also add learning, exploring, expanding, because we went from two to the expansion of the three. In the four, we come into balance and stability. And once we've got this, and we've got this foundation and this balance, we then begin to kind of expand and new things, looking for change. And that's what we see in the five, you know, change and growth. That usually is the experience that we get when we're dealing with the five. As we move on to the six represents overcoming the obstacles, because once we have this element of change coming in, it's bringing in new ideas, new challenges. And so the six is now bringing the potential on how to overcome that, you know, how to overcome these obstacles. And in that sense, we begin to develop new ways. And as we hang in with that, right, we move into the sevens, which is about perseverance and confidence, because we get that after you know, meeting these challenges, we get that. And so we come to that place of confidence. We come to that place where we're capable. We now know what we didn't know before, and we've learned something new. And as we have this learning and this confidence, we can go into what we have in the number 8, which is growth, advancement, opportunities, and progress. With the number 9, we begin now to experience attainment of something that we started way back here in the 1, with partnerships, with new ideas, with a sense of stability. And yet we come in to deal with the challenges. And with those challenges, we overcome those new obstacles. And with the 7, we develop the confidence. And the 8th, we have this growth. And now with the 9, we have attainment. We have achieved something. And the 10th is the culmination and the accomplishment and the completion and the end of a cycle. Now, when we have the Jack, the Queen, and the King in this, using a regular playing card deck, these play kind of a different role, because when we see the Jack show up in the reading, it's letting us know that we need to take action, or some type of action needs to take place. Then with the 12s, we bring the element of maybe a mentor or a teacher or someone that's going to help us along with whatever the surrounding cards may be. And if we see the King, because this is from the court deck, if we see the King show up, it means that we have wisdom and mastery. So that right here gives us like a quick overview of what the numbers mean. And this could be any symbols in this deck, or it could just be the numbers, but I like to have imagery, so it'll be interesting what I'll be able to extract out of here. So now here's a little bit of trivia, or another way that you could use these playing cards. Coincidence? Maybe not. But here we have 52 cards in the deck, your standard playing deck. Well, did you know that also that there are 52 weeks in a year? Yes. And interesting that we have the 4 suits which represent the 4 seasons. So you take the 4 seasons and then divide it into the 52 weeks, and you have the number 13. Well, did you know that between the 1, the aces, and the kings, we have the number 13? Is that a coincidence? We could also use these cards as that balance of duality for yes and no questions. We could have the spades and the cloves as the male energy or the no. And we could have the hearts and also the diamonds for the yes and the female energy. And all that is good. Maybe this could be bad and this could be good. But there are so much more, and there is so much more to your regular playing deck. And we're going to go into a reading. So I did put the 2 jokers in there. And so shuffling the deck, let's take a look at a past, present, and future. So this is going to be just in general to see what shows up here, but optimal, if we had a question here, then we could put it in reference to the question. If I had the querent here, then I'd be able to extract more, maybe throw more cards to see and develop the reading a little more. So here with the first card, we have the 10 of diamonds. And without having a question before me, I see here that a situation has come to its cycle, the end of its cycle. We have here, as we can see, a person that has been carried away, maybe due to health issues, moved on, or a relationship moved on, but something on the material plane has come and already lived its course. Currently, there's a new love, we see a Cupid here, and of the pairing of the spades here. So we're seeing that not totally evolved into something yet, but thinking about this new relationship. There's someone in the horizon, and Cupid's arrow has come to help us move forward into love, into thinking about a new relationship. And you're just kind of now beginning to settle in, but you still are holding to something here, possibly from the past, still somewhat close to you. Looking into the future. Wow, interesting. Okay, looking into the future here, it looks like we're going to be able to overcome things. We're going to be able to move forward. We're going to be able to grow as we see the element of expansion and creativity comes close to here, and learn from these past experiences that we have in our hand. And so be willing to stay open to what the future holds for you. So let me just see if I did shuffle these cards well. I did. Yeah, I did. It's just the chance of the draw, right? I'm going to do a mini Celtic Cross. I'm not going to do the full. So we start here with the significator. What comes before? What's leading to? What's in your mind? What's in your subconscious? And the outcome. So here we have, okay, so we show here the state of mind of this person here. With the 7 of diamonds, we see here that we've come to a place where you're pretty much confident. You've achieved a lot of things. We'll see what it is that you've come through here when we take a look at that card. But right now, definitely seeing someone that is now ready to move on, and you've persevered enough to feel comfortable in your skin, to feel comfortable with the things that life has brought you to this point, and ready to take some action in some positive way. Okay, with the Jack of Clubs, and as we mentioned, the Jacks are about action, but it looks like there was a stalling issue, because we have imagery here that helps us kind of see the reverse. So with the Knight, we see that you have been in delay because of someone. And this person now, this whole situation, this relationship had lost its fire, and almost like there was a sense of distrust here. And so that is behind you. That's where you're now have had that behind you, and you're more stable here, and you're kind of ready for something new. As we look at what's on your mind. So what's on your mind, we see the Four of Clubs, or the Four of Clubs. Interesting that these two are both in reverse. So part of it is looking at this sense in the past, is like looking at how things were so unstable for you, and there's still some things that you look at the past and why that relationship didn't work out, and why wasn't it moving forward, or why it couldn't be. And it just, the stability wasn't there. And not only the stability from a financial or material sense, but also from the purpose of why are we together, if there isn't things in common. And that's kind of, you're still trying to figure out that puzzle. Why didn't it work? Subconsciously, we see here the Ace of Spades. That it's funny because while you consciously can talk and say, well, this, didn't work, there's something or someone that you have sights on, and that probably subconsciously, because your attention really was towards someone else, this thing lost its magnetic appeal because you've been thinking subconsciously about someone else and getting ready for that and feeling good about it. So it's interesting how these two minds contradict each other. In the outer world, you're just saying, hey, well, why didn't it work? But subconsciously, you were happy that it didn't, because now you can pursue this person of interest. What's going to be revealed in the near future? Okay, so with the Two of Hearts, it looks like there will be a coming together, and this person is going to come into your life. Yes, there's going to be a little hesitancy here. We see this with the arms crossed, but nonetheless, it is in your future. And the outcome? As we look at this card, there are two good interpretations here. We could say that without looking at the imagery, and of course, if I had the querent, I could help a little more. But here, let's say that we didn't have the imagery. This goes from this relationship that we saw here that was budding in the background. This person is going to move into this new relationship, and it's going to yield something good is going to come out of it. And now by looking at the imagery, it's giving me a different vibe here, because as I see this, then it could be that, how they say when you have a breakup and then you get into a relationship, there could be a rebound, and so you come back stronger because of it, because it helped you learn, it helped you tie up a lot of loose ends, yet you're moving on, but you've become stronger because of it and ready to take on the new journey as you finish with the number 9. Yet still some things to learn, because we still have to get to the number 10, but much more stronger. It's a positive reading. And there you have it. So this is what it looks like when you use a regular playing deck to do an oracle reading, as these are oracles. All right, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Please leave me your comments, and what did you think, and did you like this deck? Anyway. Well, please do hit that like button. If you like what you see and what you hear on my channel, please do share it and subscribe.